there's an amazing power of speaking into reality. So last night, Felipe and I, we went for dinner, we were in the hotel, and this room was being used, and we just wanted to set up for the day. So I had all these books in my room, so we get the books brought down, and the handouts were delivered to the hotel. So we're just kind of sorting it out, and they gave us the breakout room in the corner, you can put your stuff there. So we put our stuff there, and does everyone know who Robert is? Right? So Robert is the catering manager, and you'll see him going around. He's basically the head guy in charge of all the catering and the banqueting and all that stuff, and he's looking after us. And he's an incredible guy. I mean, you want to learn about service, spend some time with Robert. Really. He's an unbelievable guy. He told me last night, he goes, when I see your group, he goes, I'm in charge of the rotors. I try and make sure I'm here. All right? And I said, wow, Robert, I really appreciate that. And he said, no, you're such a nice group to be around. He goes, sometimes we get conferences come in, people don't talk to us, they're not friendly, they just sit there quietly. Because you've got such an engaging group, such a friendly group, I really try and be here. Now, guess what I did at that moment? Can anyone guess? What's that? I did acknowledge you, I said it was a great group, but anything else? I acknowledged him, I did. What else? If that's close, I shared my vision. That's an opportunity, we want to see this. That's an opportunity for me to tell him, hey, you think it's a great group? Have I ever told you what we're doing in this room? Do you know what's happening at your hotel? And guess what I do? I include him in it. Hey, Robert, let me tell you what's happening at the hotel. This room, it's a bit of a, we've got a big vision here, and it might sound like crazy, but the aim is to change the consciousness of the planet. I'm running a school for coaches, and the aim is to help them grow a practice, but that's not really what we're doing. We're here to change the industry because I believe that by changing the industry, we change the consciousness of the planet. Guess what happens? Can anyone guess what happens? The whole conversation changes. I've been here a bunch of times. I've never spoken that vision to him. We've always had really nice conversations. He's shaken my hand, he gives excellent service, and it stops there. Yesterday, I speak that vision to him, and he says, well, you know what? I'm not doing anything that big, but we start talking about training. He goes, I always deliver training for my team. And people say, why are you doing that? Because then they leave, and he goes, that's good because I want to give back. And now we're having a different conversation. Now I make the invitation, hey Robert, do you know what? We've got some amazing coaches in the room. I'm not just saying that. If we can support you in delivering training to your team, I bet there's going to be some people in the room who could deliver some great training for your team. That got created from me speaking my vision of the school. I'm literally speaking it into existence. Guess who else could do that? All of you. I don't do that. You can have a conversation with Robert. Robert, do you know what we're doing there? Did Ankush tell you? No, let me tell you. You can say that to anyone and everyone. And I've been saying this to some of my one-on-one clients. It's not my vision. It's our vision. So when people say, hey, what do you do for a living? You can say, I'm a life coach. You say, I'm a business consultant. Hey, I kind of work with people. Some people call me a mind catalyst, genius, blah, blah, bullshit, right? People make up these stupid names. That doesn't mean anything. Or you can say, well, I could tell you what my job title is, and some people might call me a life coach or a business consultant, but really what I'm up to is I'm on a mission to change the consciousness of the planet through changing the coaching industry. You can say that, every single one of you, because I'm saying that, and when I'm saying it, the conversation changes. I had a conversation with my taxi driver. The same taxi driver takes me to the airport, we built up a relationship, and he brings me down to London yesterday. I've never had any kind of personal development conversation with him, nothing. So yesterday, it's practice. I speak it to him. Oh, what are you doing in London? Well, what is it that you do again? Oh, I'm a life coach. Well, let me tell you, some people call me a life coach, some people call me a business consultant, but this actually is bigger than that. What I'm doing is, and I speak my vision. Guess what he does? This is a taxi driver in his 60s. He goes, are you the Jay Shetty of our town? I didn't even know that he knew who Jay Shetty was. And I go, well, I'm not. Now we're having a different conversation. Now we start talking about motivation. He starts telling me about motivation for him and how he struggled. It's a totally different conversation. Do you think that would be useful for you to have different conversations with people in your life? So I wasn't planning on going here right in off the off, but this is what's coming up. You want to see that. And I'm really wanting to get into that this weekend. I'm guessing at 9:18, I was going to ease into it, but here we go. That we speak our reality into existence. So the first weekend when I'm speaking, hey, this is about changing the industry, guess what's been happening over the last 2 months? Changing the industry. And the more that I speak it, the more the next step has been coming up. The more the next step has been coming up. The more I'm seeing the how-tos, it doesn't come first, the how-tos don't come first and then I speak it. I speak it first and then it shows up for me. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it would go in this way. I meet people like Liv. Opportunities show up. The talk that I did at Viva, I'd been given that 6 months ago. And I don't do hardcore planning because if I think of something now in 6 months' time, I'll be bored of it. I want to say something else. I always want to say what's fresh. So guess what I spoke about 2 weeks ago to 200 people? That's it. That's what came up because that's what's the most important thing right now. And I speak it in a way that makes sense to that audience. And I've never spoken it in that way before. And it really lands with people. And you want to see this isn't about me. Every single one of you can do exactly the same thing. Every single one of you can speak that vision that you're part of. Now, you don't have to be part of this vision. I'm inviting you into it once again. You want to see that you can speak that into the world. It creates different conversations. It creates a different energy. And it literally is a creation.